Hi, and welcome to the Rolling Studio. This is Stephanie Pettis, and welcome to my Inktober 2019. I did a previous video, and I'll try to link it here, for the Inktober warm-up prompt that I did for myself, which was the word Inktober, and I got some feedback telling me it was a little busy. I actually happen to agree, and so one of the first things I've already learned was try to pull back, not be so busy. Well, that didn't work out too well because my very first prompt, which was ring, was also very busy. So if you didn't see it, here is my warm-up I did on a previous video. As far as the word ring goes, I had a completely different image in my mind, and I thought that it would come out, and it came out completely different, and again, busy. Not to mention scratchy, eyes blurry, that I had to, I've got some medical issues going on with my eyes, so they are blurry. But all in all, I'm still learning, I'm still perfecting, I'm still trying to figure out my style. I'm still new to all this. I've been drawing my whole life, but not very good. And so I'm just trying to figure my technique out, my style. Yeah, you guys are artists, you know what I mean. So when I tried to be unbusy, it didn't work out because this turned out very busy too. In fact, very busy and very dark. The ideal for me was just to use inks, a white Jelly Roll pen, and a gold gel pen. And that's what I did on the very first one. I had this image in my mind of these two people, doing a love dance, if you would, over the hills and the mountains and the sky and the moonlight. And it took a complete turn and turned into these little owl ring dancers because my drawing just wasn't making me happy. And every time I turned around, I was adding something new and something new and something new. So here you can see a guy and a woman, and she's kind of, I don't know if you can really see that, but she's kind of got her face sideways and her hair's coming down like this. She's got this owl mask on. He's got an owl mask on. His perspective is off terribly, and I'm not good with people, so that'll prove it. And then what started the owl theme was her dress. I mean, I kept overdoing, and then I had to cover up some mistakes. And so this is what it turned out to be, was a little owl dress, an owl outfit, so they kind of look owlish. I ended up with an owl moon, and I thought he was kind of cool. The little clouds out there, some mountains, and the owl mask, and the wings, and the skirt, and the hair. It was just all owlish. And this ring dancing was inspired to me by watching a YouTube video of, I think, one of those America's Got Talent kind of things. And yeah, that's where it started. That's not where it ended up. I mean, it kind of did, but it's super, super busy. There's cliffs and rivers and hills and all that. So one of the first things I learned was, pull back and try to simplify. And that was what I tried to do in day 2. Also, the other thing that I did, I had chosen this little sketchbook. One, it was cheap. 2, I wanted it to go small, on a smaller scale, but I didn't really think it out with paper and colors that might bleed through. I was only planning to do the ink and gel pen. Well, that was a mistake later when I came into my inking. Now, this was prompt 2. This one is mindless. And the reason it's mindless is because this little mouse is feeling safe on the bullfrog in the water. And I actually was inspired by a picture I saw online of the wet little mouse sitting on the bullfrog, and then a few pages down, the little mouse was in the bullfrog's mouth, and I learned that bullfrogs eat anything. They eat anything, and I didn't know that. It was quite eye-opening to me. So when mindless was perfect, because it's an unawareness, not really aware of danger, and this little guy's feeling pretty happy that he's out of the water and sitting on this bullfrog, and this bullfrog's like, lunch. So that's kind of where I went with that. And then I threw some background, some rocks, some dry brush, and again attempted a moon. And this time I simplified it. I hope that looks better. I think it looks better. I was really afraid to show the first one, but hey, this is a progress. That's what the challenge is for, is to teach you what to do, what not to do, and to figure out things to draw that you would never draw before, on top of just getting that little curve in your niche simplified. So this was day 2, and I love it. Aren't they cute? I think they're super cool, and I'm actually very proud of this one. Day 3, I was running out of time. It was back to busy, back to sketchy. I did use color, and yeah, I didn't really go with photo reference. I went from memory, which I shouldn't have done when it came to the fish and the bear, and that prompt would be bait. And the reason I chose bait and a bear is because this fly fisherman was out here putting his bait out for his bass, and I will try to put a link to another bass picture I actually painted for my father before he passed away, and it's a much better picture than this. This was quick and in a hurry, just get it done. I didn't have a lot of time. And my bear, yeah, well, you know, it's imaginative, and I did it out of my mind, and instead of keeping the photo reference, and I just didn't have time. Okay, I know the bear is sad, but it's nevertheless, the concept was pretty cute. My boyfriend kind of prompted me, you know, because I was telling him I was thinking about another fly fisherman picture with the bait, with the fish. He's like, why don't you put the bear on the bank and let him be the bait? And I laughed and I said, okay. And the funny story about that is a couple of days later, there was a news article that he read to me that a grizzly bear photobombed 2 fly fishermen in the river. They never knew he was there waiting behind the trees. Pretty much, he was on all fours, but they had no idea that he was behind them. And it was really kind of funny that we just talked about that, and then, you know, here this was. So we kind of laughed about that. This one is day 4, and it was freeze, and I love it. I'm absolutely ecstatic about this one. I had some other idea about freeze, but for some reason the autumn was in my mind, and this is where I went with it. So for Inktober, I did a frozen leaf that went from like a spring, summer to the fall. You know, there's the green and turn yellow, orange, brown, and then boom, there's the freeze. And I really enjoyed doing this one. It's not something I would normally think of. And so that's one of those wonderful things in this challenge that I just loved. And I've got one more to show you for day 5, and I hope I can keep this going. Wish me luck, because it's going to be difficult for me. But if not, I've at least gotten this far, and I'm pretty proud of that. So Inktober, day 5, I love that. There's a partial video at the end of this for this one, okay? But day 5 was the word build, and herein lies the problem with this paper and using those colors. It bled through on my build, but I thought this was so cool because I had all these buildings in my head, or workers or whatever, and I thought, what better than, you know, the ants? And I found a picture online of the ants, or the ant sitting on this mushroom, and I said, that's it, I gotta draw it. And so I did that, and then I added the mound and some other little rocks and little mushrooms and grass, just a little bit of color this time. I just highlighted some color, and here's the ants carrying things of the mountain, and they're building. And you will see the video of this right after I'm done here, and a partial video of the freeze, because I wasn't going to record it, and then I decided to. So you're going to get a partial video of that, and actually you missed, it's a full video, but there was a spot hidden or lost somehow when I did the highlighting on the ants. So unfortunately that's gone. So go ahead and enjoy the process of this particular picture and this one. And this is Stephanie with the Rolling Studios signing out. Don't forget to enter hashtag 2019 if you're doing this, and you can also post your pictures in my Facebook group, Out of the Box Creations, if you want to. And if you're doing Inktober, love to have you. It's a slow growing group, but that's okay. We're kind of quiet because I'm so busy. It's hard to be in there, but I would still love to see your Inktober pictures if you're doing it. So go ahead and hashtag the Out of the Box Creation Rolling Studio, or join the group. I guess that's what you need to do, is just join the group and then post it in the group. Okay, I will leave some hashtags also in this video, so I will talk to you later. Enjoy. Bye. you.